Hey you guys. So I am actually outside. I want you guys to observe what you're looking at. I want you guys to observe what you're looking at. And as you observe, I'm relaying this message, I'm channeling this message. I'm outside under a tree and the download came through. We never learn. No, it's not we never learn, but the download is we never lose our demons. We only learn how to live above them. I repeat, we never lose our demons, or we never get rid of our demons. We only learn how to live above them. That is the journey of life. Because, well, if we can philosophize on this topic, well, we can say, what are demons then? Can we consider them as negative entities? Entities that are negatively oriented whilst in this world, whilst in this physical dimension, or in the spiritual dimension too? Well, that's not the topic. But the topic I want us to discuss about is we learning to live above our demons, right? If you're a teenager or you're coming from teenager and then you're like you're in your 20s, you're in your early 20s, and then your late 20s, and then your early 30s, and then your late 30s, and then your early 40s, right? You can relate that in this modern world where we're constantly being told of what to eat, what to drink, and what to consume, even though some of what we are told to consume is actually poison for our bodies. Because the body is the temple of God. Whatever you put in your body, whether you consume it, whether it's food, whether it's music, whether it's sound, whether there are videos, whether there are images you see, right? You're consuming that content, that media into your body. You see, the food you consume actively affects your body and your experience, right? And the cognitive, okay, what can I say about it? Cognitive um, connection, right? Throughout your body. So, as you're observing, right, the outside, I'm getting grounded, that's why I'm outside. My feet on the grass, under a tree, breathing in some fresh air whilst I'm relaying this message to you guys, right? So back to the point what I was discussing with you. We learn to live above our demons, right? We all got demons. I mean, you've ever heard of the concept of the devil on your shoulder, right? And the Lord being your witness, whilst the devil is on on your shoulder, right? So we can look at it this way. You have your left shoulder and you have your right shoulder. Consider that you have a devil on your left shoulder whispering into your left ear, and then you have an angel on your right shoulder whispering into your right ear. And that gives you the role of accepting which and who you listen to and when you listen to it, right? Not only listening to it, but taking action due to the message you listen to. So that's satanism, and that's what's what can I say, um and living purely, living a meek life. I can say those are opposites of each other, right? So we can say Satanism is like you're living under your ego. You're always listening to your ego, right? You're always living through your ego. Like everything, every action you take is due to your ego saying, right? That is Satanism. Like you acting like the devil, you acting like you listen to the negative thoughts you're always having. Whilst the positivity now is the angel, right? Of course, these two have to balance according to the experience and the situations we experience on a day-to-day life, right? These two have to balance. There's certain situations whereby you have to listen to the devil on your shoulder. Like you have to listen, go, okay, I have to take this action since I have to balance my light and my dark, right? You have to balance your yin and your yang. And there's other situations too throughout the day that you have to listen to your angel on your right shoulder, right? That's the positive thoughts. You have to listen on being pure, on acting pure, on leading a meek life, right? Of course, you gotta be humble. Of course, you have to. But you also have to be meek and modest. That's how you live like me, right? I learned how to balance listening to the devil on my shoulder and the angel on my shoulder. I'm not saying I am of the devil, and I'm not saying I am of the light or of the angel. I am both. Yes, because that's what is existence. If God is omnipresent, it means God is everything. It means God is both the male and the female. That's why both are connected to God, right? That's consciousness we're talking about now. And I know I've taken you to the fifth dimension right now as I'm spitting these words and these wise words, this knowledge, right? As you're observing what you're looking at, right? How can you picture the sky, right? How can you picture the clouds, right? The sky is blue with some clouds. It's not too cloudy. I like this type of weather. I don't know about you. Do you like this type of weather? Tell me in the comments, right? What type of weather do you like? I like the summer. I like it a lot. You know why? I can say I'm a Scorpio, right? I have a Scorpio sign, right? In my chart. Yeah. So the summer is my vibes. You feel me? Yeah. I like being outside, but of course I'm an introvert too. Like I balance isolation and I balance exposure, right? I like my hermit time. I like my hermit mode. Sometimes I even prefer my hermit mode. And there are times where I want to go outside. You feel me? I want to step outside and I want to be outside. You feel me? Yeah, yeah. Now if this resonates with you, I don't know. Comment. Tell me about it in the comments. Right? Let's talk about this. Don't be shy. Come on, let's talk. We are protected. Yes. You should mind your intention too as you're commenting, right? Because I wouldn't tolerate disrespect. I wouldn't. And you know that about me, right? Since you've been studying me, whether you're watching this for the first time, I can tell that you can view my profile and you can tell that I'm not the one to play with. Nah, I'm not. You come to me, you come correct. You come to me, you come with respect and dignity. Yes. And I will mirror that energy back to you. I am like a mirror. If you come to me with disrespect, I'll mirror that shit back to you, motherfucker. Forgive me, that's my passion talking. A lot of times I feel like Farrakhan talking to Jay-Z and Mike Wallace. I combine them all, like the body, the mind, and the spirit. Like balancing the body, the mind, and the spirit, right? The mental plane, the physical plane, the emotional plane, the spiritual plane. Four dimensions we're talking about, right? You have to balance that shit. Yeah. I like who I am. I like who I become, actually. I like the path I have. I like the path God has laid out for me on this planet and during this incarnation, right? Until the day I die, I'm gonna look up in the sky. It's B and my spouse up in the clouds. She's right there. Can't you see her? She's right there in the sky. I came to win. That's a channel song now. To fight, to conquer, to thrive. I came to win, to survive, to prosper, to rise, to fly. Soothe it out. You have to listen to some mantras, some frequencies to soothe out the mental tension or the emotional tension, right? Yeah. If you're sensitive to shit like me and you gonna resonate with that shit, right? So it's been 9 minutes since we started talking, since I started channeling this message. I'm getting used to this and I like it, I must say. I'm looking at a black cat right now. It's outside too, under a tree too. I think it's getting grounded too. Black cats are actually mysterious, just like jaguars. And I would like to own my own jaguar. Someday I'm asking the universe right now. Universe, grant me a jaguar connection, right? Me and the jaguar should have an intimate connection, just like the connection I have with God, because I do have an intimate connection with God, right? Well, you can look at him, right? You can look at him. The way nature responds as I speak, you can tell that God is in everything. God is omnipresent. That's why I like God being omnipresent. I mean, wow. Being a creator, it's fun. It is. I wonder how it would feel for me to be a creator. I wonder how it would feel to be in God's shoes. I think this is how Lucifer was. What I'm saying right now, like wondering how being God would feel like, right? I think this is what Lucifer would be like during that time. If that story is true, if what we were told is true, right? Like Lucifer was thrown from heaven to hell, but through planet Earth. I don't know. You've ever heard of God being you've ever heard of the devil being um the God of this world, like this physical world, right? You've ever heard of that, right? Because this world is full of illusions, right? They don't want you to know your truth. They don't want you to know your power. They don't want you to know your worth. So the devil is always lingering around with his cleverness, with his well, he might think he's clever, but we clever too because our cleverness comes from God himself. We are anointed by the Most High himself, right? So we clever more than him. It's not a competition, but it's a fact. Period. And I know the devil is listening to this. The devil is hearing this because he's always trying to mess with me. He's always trying to attack me, right? Because I'm chosen. I know. I'm chosen to be this powerful, powerful channeler of God. This powerful, powerful ascended master. Well, you can tell by how I'm relaying this message. You can tell that my consciousness is really, really ascended. Ha! It's elevated. This is enlightenment we're talking about. This is enlightenment you're listening to. You feel me? Taking inspired action is what I'm doing. That's why I call myself the living inspiration just for you. And I'm sent by the Savior because I'm only here to enlighten you, to teach you, and to inspire you, even motivate you. Yes, you know what it is. Yeah. So I've given you 12 minutes as we keep on this journey of exploring, right? The wonders of this planet, the mysteries of Earth and existence itself. I hope you enjoy your day, your afternoon, your night. If you listen to this during the night, enjoy, live a humble and make life. Like I always say, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. I repeat, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. What does this quote mean? This quote means simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. I repeat the explanation and the meaning. Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist, it doesn't mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Psychology, bruh. When you reach this enlightenment state, you will realize that the devil likes to use reverse psychology upon awake people. Right? I'm looking at the butterfly right now. It just flew. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. You see it? You see it? I know you see it. I know you saw it. Yeah, I think that's a confirmation of this message being relayed by me. This message being channeled by me. That's what I was getting. I don't want to be a long message because you get bored listening to it. Right? If I'm feeding you too much knowledge, you won't be able to grasp the importance of the knowledge and the wisdom I'm dropping right now. So, I've given you enough time. Enjoy, and I hope you take inspired action too. Do not compete. It's not a race. Life is a journey. You feel me? Yeah, just stay in your lane, do your thing, focus on self-improvement, focus on awareness, focus on self-awareness, self-love, and self-mastery. Know your worth. Yes, that's how you live the living inspirational way, like I do. Much peace, love, and light, sending you abundance, sending you good energy, sending you love, in all aspects of your life, in all areas of your life. A moment of silence. Bye.